Bienvenidos al primer episodio de Conversaciones. Welcome to the first episode of Conversations. Mi nombre es Charles Larenas. Soy profesor de educación en Parkland College. My name is Charles Larenas. I am a professor of education at Parkland College. Over the past several years, the Latino student population at Parkland College has seen the most growth relative to other demographic groups. We want to increase the success rate of the Latino students by presenting role models for the ever-growing population within the K-12 system. Furthermore, we want the rest of the community to get a feel for what Latinos have to offer. We would also like to talk about misconceptions about Latinos. From my own personal experience, I am aware of misconceptions people have had about me and misconceptions that I have had about different parts of Illinois based on the stereotypes created by the suburban culture in which I was raised. In terms of being culturally insensitive, I need to own up to a major issue from my past that I have worked through. Although I was born in Ecuador, I'm a suburban kid. I grew up in Skokie, Illinois, a near-north suburb of Chicago, the largest village in the world, by the way. Anyway, the culture in the suburbs is very different than the culture down here in District number 505. Any place that is south of Interstate 80, I-80, is known as downstate, which has a negative connotation for people from that suburban culture. Well, I have to admit that I was one of those cultural snobs for most of my time at the University of Illinois. It wasn't until I got to know people from this area, or this culture, that I realized how silly I had been. The people here are great and a lot more down to earth than the suburban culture that I grew up in. When my wife and I moved into our first house in Champaign and our neighbors actually talked to us, I was freaked out. In Skokie, we never talked to our neighbors, ever. My younger brother even got mad at me once, somewhat recently, when I talked to one of his neighbors. He presently lives in the house we grew up in. I got used to it here and felt comfortable there, talking to a neighbor, but he chastised me for spoiling it for him because he said that now people might expect him to talk to them. So I apologize for having let the stereotypes created by my suburban cultural upbringing cloud my first few years in this area. There have also been misconceptions about me as a Latino. For example, when I tell people that I teach at Parkland, the first thought for some people is that I teach Spanish. When I say that I was a teacher in the K-12 system, the first thought is that I taught bilingual students, even though for my first 7 years I only taught English-speaking students. I get the sense sometimes from watching and listening to the national media that many people watching me right now would be surprised that I even speak English. De nuevo, nuestro deseo es que este programa mejore la comprensión entre las comunidades latina y no latina, y también dar algunos ejemplos de éxito para los estudiantes latinos. Sí se puede y les queremos enseñar cómo hacerlo. Welcome to our first episode. I'm Charles Larenas, Associate Professor of Education. With me today is Ricardo Galvan, recent graduate of Parkland College. Welcome, Ricardo.
Thank you for welcoming me.
And Ricardo, actually, I know you've just graduated from Parkland College, but I'm actually going to go back to your high school career because I think sometimes students don't realize how important high school can be. And to start off with, you actually did pretty well in high school. There's a class rank. What number were you?
I tied for #1 with a couple other people, but yeah, I was ranked #1 in my class and graduated valedictorian. So,
well, congratulations on that, even though it's 2 years later. But that's wonderful. So, tell me about high school. Tell me what. Well, also by being valedictorian, by being top 10% of your class, what happened to your studies at Parkland College?
Well, Parkland offers a trustee scholarship, which is available to certain schools within the district that are offered to the top 10% of the class. And I was very fortunate to be in the top 10% of the class, and I got to come to Parkland with all my tuition paid for, free tuition fees were paid for, and all the money I had to spend went towards books, and that was it. Everything else was completely paid for, so I was very lucky to get that.
Okay, so it's two things. Yeah, all the schools within the District 505 area, and then gratis?
Yeah, completamente gratis.
Dime más.
Pues no tuve que pagar, como digo, no tuve que pagar la tuition.
Ajá.
Y nomás lo que tuve que pagar fue libros, y eso fue una cosa muy buena porque o sea, mi familia no tenía dinero para mandarme al colegio, y como recibí esta beca, fui muy afortunado para poder venir a las clases.
Pero tuviste que salir al tope de tu clase.
Sí, el tope de 10% de la clase.
Ok, y entonces dime de tus estudios en la secundaria, en high school. ¿Cómo disfrutaste demasiado? ¿Estudiaste bastante? ¿Qué nomás hiciste?
En la secundaria sí estudié mucho. Siempre fui un buen estudiante, pasaba mi tiempo estudiando, haciendo tarea, pero también me divertía, que es parte de lo que va con la vida de secundaria. Pero siempre me ha gustado mucho la escuela, soy muy estudioso, y es lo que me ayudó a ser al mero arriba de la clase y poder venir a Parkland gratis.
Y entonces, empezaste tu último año a esforzarte o...
Un poquito más, siempre, como digo, siempre he estado...
Pero me imagino que empezaste desde el primer año, desde el primer día.
Sí, eso es una cosa muy importante porque hay muchos estudiantes que entran a la secundaria y quieren nomás entrar y hacer lo que tienen que hacer, pero no les importa mucho cómo hacen. Pero es importante empezar bien desde el principio para que acabes bien y mantengas buen grado durante toda la secundaria para que puedas recibir becas y poder venir al colegio gratis.
Okay, so you were valedictorian of your class. And so you're saying you studied from day one. So is that all you did? You just...
Well, yeah, I studied a lot. I did a lot of homework. And I mean, also I enjoyed high school. I played sports. I hung out with friends. I worked every once in a while. But yeah, I did spend a lot of time doing homework. And I was always a very focused student, and I wanted to get good grades. So I spent a lot of time doing that.
That's great. But you said you played sports, didn't you? Weren't you football?
Yeah, I played football. I ran track. I was captain of the football team my senior year, captain of the track team my senior year. And so, yeah.
So it wasn't just all books and
right.
studies and whatnot.
It was a great overall. I liked high school, so it was a good time.
Okay, so that prepared you and actually pretty well for Parkland. Tell me about Parkland. What did you do here?
Parkland, like when I got here, the first thing I thought is I want to be involved. I don't want to be one of those college students who just come and go and don't get involved in campus life and campus activities. So when I got here, I already knew about Club Latino, so I got involved in that. My first year here, I ran for president. I got president, and I was fortunate enough to be president the 2 years that I was here. And I also got involved with the Parkland Academy team, in which I helped mentor Latino students who came to Parkland. That was a great experience. And I've also gotten involved with Parkland student government. I was a senior senator my last year here, and that was also a good experience. So a lot of leadership activity, a lot of career development and stuff like that. So
that's great. The first year you were co-president.
Yeah, co-president, that's right.
That was crazy because I remember doing the ballots and
First
all of a sudden,
time it's ever happened, right?
Yeah, and all of a sudden it was like, and I'm like, no way, and then we had to decide, hey, let's have co-presidents.
Right.
And it was great because you were partnered up with Angelica, who was a sophomore that year, and then you being a freshman, you guys made a great team with, your new blood and her experience and whatnot.
Yeah.
You guys did a wonderful job. ¿Y cómo te ayudó Club Latino?
Club Latino me ayudó mucho porque me dio como una comunidad entre Parkland para, ¿cómo se dice? Compartir mi tiempo con otros latinos. Porque ahorita como están las cosas, no hay muchos latinos que van al colegio, especialmente hombres. Y aquí en Parkland los ves de vez en cuando, pero el Club Latino es una parte donde todos pueden llegar y pueden juntarse y pueden dedicarse a la escuela y también a desarrollarse como buenos estudiantes y buenas personas. Entonces, una oportunidad muy, muy buena para mí.
And it's not like you just hang out with Latinos, right?
Right. Yeah, it's like Club Latino is an all-inclusive club, so anybody can come, and we've had interactions with other organizations, so that was good too.
What was your favorite part of Club Latino, or what were some of your favorite parts?
What I have to say was my favorite thing about Club Latino was the work we did with local high schools, where we'd go and talk to the students there and try to educate them about why it's important to do well in high school and how much it will help them in college, and try to get them thinking about what they want to do and think about staying in the right path towards coming to college instead of not continuing their education. So.
¿Y por qué es bueno que sigan adelante, que sigan sus estudios en Parkland o en la universidad?
Pues es muy bueno porque como están las cosas ahorita es muy difícil encontrar trabajo, y para encontrar un trabajo que no te guste o que tengas que esforzarte todos los días puede ser muy difícil para todos, y viniendo al colegio o a la universidad te da una oportunidad de entrar a una carrera que te guste mucho y que quizás no tendrás que esforzarte tanto toda tu vida como otras personas tengan que hacer, no porque quieran, pero porque es lo que tienen que hacer. Y lo que yo pienso es que por eso quiero venir al colegio yo, porque yo quiero entrar a una carrera que de veras me gusta y practicar esa carrera durante mi vida, o sea, estar en algo que sí me gusta y sí me gusta hacer y disfrutar mi trabajo.
Y también el promedio para los que se gradúan de las universidades es $1 millón más de dólares, $1 millón más de dólares que los que solo se han graduado de la secundaria.
Sí.
Y esos son los que se han graduado. Hay algunos que fracasan y ni se gradúan de la secundaria.
Sí.
Pero $1 millón de dólares más es bastante dinero.
Sí, es mucho dinero. Sí, teniendo una beca o un certificado del colegio o de la universidad sería muy bien para ganar el dinero. Pues, como dice usted, $1 millón de dólares es mucho dinero.
Sí. $1 es mucho dinero de vez en cuando, ¿no? ¿Quién te da $1? Nadie.
Sí, tiene razón.
What's your hope for the future?
I'm hoping to go into, I want to become a nurse practitioner, so I'm hoping to get into nursing college through UIC and go through that route, get my RN, and just start practicing my career the way I want to and enjoy my career. So.
Well, I'm sure the sky's the limit for you.
I hope so.
I've seen you grow tremendously. You were already such a strong student coming in, and then I've seen you grow within 2 years tremendously.
Thank
you. Your leadership and whatnot. Because I knew about your football, I knew you were going to be a good leader. But you really did. I mean, I know by the end of the second year, you were handling things on your own and making sure you were actually being a leader and delegating, which is wonderful, as opposed to doing all the work, which is what it usually starts off as. So I think you've matured and understood what that meant, and I'm sure that once you get out there and do your thing, that things will go great for you.
Right, I hope so.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
I appreciate it. Welcome. I have Maria Paneros, former Parkland student, now a U of I student, We're out here on the quad at the U of I, just outside the Union. Maria?
Hello, as he said, my name is Maria Paneros, and I just transferred from Parkland about a year ago. I was majoring in psychology, and I'm still majoring in psychology, but now I have a minor in Latino-Latina studies.
And Maria, you were a Parkland student.
Yeah, I went to Parkland for 2 years, and I transferred a year ago.
¿Y qué te gustó de Parkland?
Todo me gustó de Parkland, fue increíble, la verdad, fue una experiencia muy importante, fue como lo que puso las bases para poder seguir en la Universidad de Illinois, fue lo que me dio las bases para poder tener como un muy buen desempeño acá en la Universidad de Illinois.
¿Y qué nomás hiciste mientras estuviste en Parkland?
¿Cómo que más?
¿Qué clases tomaste? ¿Participaste en grupos?
Ok, bueno, las clases que tomé, yo quería graduarme de Parkland, pero pues las cosas se adelantaron, entonces no alcancé a graduarme de Parkland, pero las clases que tomé fueron las que tenía que tomar para conseguir el Associates, y tomé bastantes clases en psicología, tomé Abnormal Psychology, Introduction to Psychology. La verdad, en este momento, bueno, es lo que tengo en mente en este momento. Todas las clases fueron espectaculares, los profesores son muy queridos, los profesores son súper amables, siempre le ayudan a uno en todo lo que uno necesita. Y el único grupo al cual pertenecí fue al Club Latino, del cual todavía creo que eres el presidente, el coordinador. Y pertenecí a ese club, fue también una experiencia muy chévere. Tuve un tiempo muy chévere, la pasamos muy chévere en ese grupo, no sé, hacíamos bastantes actividades y siempre como que queríamos que el grupo llegara a ser cada vez más y más grande.
Tell us again about what you liked about the classes. You said something about liking about the classes. Can you say that again?
Yeah, like everything, like the classes are amazing. I don't know, the professors are so helpful. If you need anything, they're always gonna be there for you. They're always gonna be like, I don't know, watching out for you. Like, they have your back, you know. They're like, if you need anything, you just go to them and ask them. I especially have like not problems, but like I was so scared of taking a speech.
Okay.
But I had to take it in order to graduate. In order to transfer here, I had to take a speech. So I took it during the summer, and I went to the professor. I told him, okay, I'm so nervous. I hate speaking in front of people, and this is just gonna be so hard. And he was like, don't worry, it's gonna be okay, you'll be fine. And like after the first 2 classes, I just went to his office hours and stuff, and he just helped me out a lot. And I ended up getting an A, and he, by the end of the class, he told me I gave the best persuasive speech he had ever heard before. And he told me that he couldn't believe that at the beginning of the class I was having, problems and stuff. And he was like, yeah, it's like amazing. And the help they offer is just amazing. They give you a lot of opportunities. If you have like work or stuff to do, they are there for you, and they're like, okay, don't worry about it. We can work it out somehow.
They want to talk to you.
Yeah, of course. They always want to talk to you. It's more like, it's a professor-student relationship, but you can also see it as a friend relationship, since they're going to be there for you and everything.
That's great that you say that, because we want you to come to our office hours. We want to talk to you, and having somebody be an example of that and have a great example of it is great. Thank you. How about your transition from Parkland to the U of I? Anything stand out, positive, negative, any suggestions for people?
Well, I think that the hardest part was probably the size of the classes. Since in Parkland we have it's a really class size,
Which is a major positive.
Yeah, it's a really positive thing. It's about 30, maximum 40 people. I mean, I never had a class bigger than 30 people at Parkland. So then I had to come here, and my first class was, I remember, was Greek class I had, and it was a Follinger auditorium, which has a capacity for to 500 people. So it was crazy. Like taking a class with so many people, it was just crazy. There were people everywhere. I had to get on time to class so I could like get on the first rows and everything, so I could hear the professor. It was really, really, really hard. I think that was like the major thing. Like I didn't really like the size of the classes here. I really like being at Parkland since they were really small, and I don't know, you feel more comfortable when you have a small size class than when you're in a bigger class size.
Actually, Follinger can fit 1,400 people because I had a class with
No,
1,400.
really?
Or at least
Oh my God.
they had a class with 14. I do remember we had to have one day testing for people A to L and one day for M to Z.
Oh, that's
So,
crazy.
I guess because we couldn't sit right next to each other. So,
Of
yeah,
course.
so yeah, there can be some big classes out there. Anything else that stands out about Parkland, about your transition, about the differences, or how Parkland may have helped you for getting over to the U of I and your success here?
Okay, I think Parkland was like really, really helpful. When I went to Parkland, I was like an average student, you know. But then like when I realized that what I wanted to do was psychology and everything, I started to put like more effort and more like, I don't know, time on my classes and everything. So I started to stand out, you know, and like Parkland helped me figure it out. Parkland like really helped me to see my potential, you know, see where I could go. And yeah, like Parkland was just, I don't know, I think that Parkland was just amazing and was an amazing experience that I would tell everyone, I would advise everyone to do it before coming to U of I, because once you come to U of I, you're already prepared. You know what you're gonna face. You know what's gonna happen. You know there's no like a major difference between Parkland and U of I. Since Parkland is an amazing college, you know like the amount of readings you have to do. You know pretty much everything. You know, so you're like well prepared. Once you go to Parkland and you transfer to U of I, you're super well prepared. Like you will be, if you are successful at Parkland, you will be successful at U of I.
You're studying psychology. You're at the University of Illinois. What's your future look like? What do you hope for starting tomorrow?
Right now, I'm actually studying for the GRE. I'm planning to go to grad school. I want to go into clinical psychology, which has a PhD program. It will take about 6 to 7, 8 years to complete. But right now, that's not like my main goal. Like I'm studying for GRE, which is a little hard, especially math. I'm not good at math. So I'm studying for GRE right now, and yeah, I'll be applying for grad schools during November. Before that, October, November, I'll be doing all this process.
Wow, and then after that?
After that, I would like to stay in the academia. I would like to be a professor in the university.
Maybe at Parkland College?
Maybe Parkland College, or maybe, I don't know, who knows where I'll end up. But yeah, that's like the main goal right now. I do want to belong to the academia, and I want to be part of the faculty.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you're going to have tremendous success.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us out here. I'm going to let you get back. There's a squirrel that really wants to get to your backpack. I can see out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, thank you.
Other people are looking too. But thank you. And
You're welcome.
We'll keep in touch.
All right, Charles.
Keep us posted on what you're doing, and
Of course.
really consider Parkland, being a professor at Parkland too.
Of course I will.
It's an option. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gracias, muy amable.
Gracias.
Que estén bien.
Now we're talking to Eddie Galvez, recent graduate at Parkland College. He's over at the U of I studying social work. Eddie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I really.
Who are you? Where are you from?
Oh, well, I'm from Bradley Bourbonnais. I went to high school there, and I came to Parkland for 2 years, and then played soccer first. And was a little undecided on what to do. Then I started doing sociology, and I decided to transfer to UVI as a social worker.
Okay. What brought you from Kankakee? Kankakee's a little outside the 505 area, District 505 area. What brought you out to Parkland College?
My coach was actually out there recruiting soccer players, and you know, he found me talented and wanted to see if I would fit great in his team. And so I decided to give Parkland and the Champaign area a try to see how that would go. And that's what brought me over here.
Okay. And how did it go?
It was good. I enjoyed playing. And but later on, you know, I decided to change my focuses away from soccer and more into, you know, school. See, just find out what I'm interested in, and later on decide what to do my career on.
And all aspects of Parkland College.
It's
Besides
really
the free parking, because I'm sure you've realized
yeah.
that it's not very free out here.
No, I have to drive the bus over here. A little different for Parkland, just driving there and making it easier. But I would have to say, you feel like in a friendly family community in Parkland, and you know, everything is just there, everything's small, everyone is just, you get to know people. Along the 2 or 3 years that I've been walking the halls of Parkland, I got to meet a lot of interesting people, and I got to work with a lot of interesting people, like the summer job we did as a paraprofessional in the migrant education program. So things like that, you get to meet people.
Did you besides soccer, did you participate with any other groups?
I participated in the Club Latino, and it was very, very awesome participating in the Club Latino, because I got to meet so many people from so many different areas, not just Mexican Americans, but also people from Mexico, people from Latin America, South America, the Caribbean islands. It was awesome. I got to meet a lot of people that, you know, you wouldn't find in a college. You wouldn't think to find in college. But it was a great experience going to Club Latino.
Okay. And how was the transition? You're over at the U of I now. How is that transition going?
It doesn't seem that different, because, you know, I think Parkland did a great job at building my confidence as a student. And, you know, I go into class not so worried about, oh, what's this syllabus going to be like? Or, oh, man, what's this teacher going to be like? To me, it's just, you know, I built a good study habit in Parkland that is really helping me out here at U of I. And, you know, I just keep on going to school, and I just keep on studying and doing my requirements. And, you know, I'm taking that route to become successful.
So you're in the social work program right now.
Yeah.
What are you looking at for Eddie Galvez 2, 3 years down the road, 5, 10 years down the road? What are some of your thoughts?
I think I want to invest my time in learning about how to better help out the Latin community. And there's a lot of problems that, you know, I want to learn how to have an open mind and see how I can do what I can do to help out. Things like poverty, immigration, and even migration within the United States. You know, those are things that, you know, I just want to take a chance to learn a little bit about the history, and then go from there to be able to better help them out in any way.
Well, Eddie, it's great to hear how wonderful it's going for you here. I know that you're going to have tremendous success. You did a wonderful job this summer for me.
Yep.
And I know that whatever you end up doing, you're going to have just tremendous success. And I look forward to working for you someday.
And,
All right, buddy.
Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you.